We move on to the second oral question for today, and I call on the Honourable Joseph Nunn to ask question 82/2020.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I rise to ask question 82 of 2020, mentioned around many to Pipa, to the Minister for Local Government, Housing and Community Development. Can the Minister explain what measures has the Ministry put in place to process building application and the timeliness during COVID-19? Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank the Honourable Member. I give the floor to the Honourable Minister for Local Government, Housing and Community Development, the Honourable Premila Kumar. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. In the midst of COVID-19 and the stringent lockdown measures that were in place, it was business as usual for Department of Town and Country Planning when it came to granting of approvals. Mr. Speaker, sir, the department has minimized contact with the general public by restricting face-to-face meetings. Instead, developers and investors have been encouraged to inquire about the status of the application through emails and phone calls. Teleconferencing and video conferencing calls were made to discuss applications, and face-to-face meetings were only held where necessary. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Ministry, in ensuring fast turnaround time for applications, has strategically implemented out-of-station processing, whereby officers from the Department of Town and Country Planning go to municipal councils and process applications. By this change, the processing time has been shortened for building applications, and the applicants pay fees to only one institution, which is the municipal council. Applications which are complex in nature or in size are brought back to the Ministry for further assessment and processing within 7 working days. Mr. Speaker said during the peak of COVID-19, that is from February to April 2020, Department of Town and Country Planning received a total of 278 new building applications and granted 321 approvals, inclusive of 43 pending applications from the previous month. In comparison to the same period last year, only 223 building applications were received. This represents a notable increase in the number of applications received and approved, particularly at a time when the country is feeling the effects of COVID-19. So it is good for our economy and it's good for our people. They will be creating jobs if they intend to build houses, factories, and offices. Mr. Speaker, sir, of all those applications granted during this period were mainly for the residential dwellings. The value of the residential buildings to be constructed is approximately $60.8 million. Only 5% of the approvals were for the commercial and industrial buildings. The department granted 12 major building approvals with a total value of $30.1 million. Mr. Speaker, sir, my ministry understands that the long-term effects of COVID-19 crisis will be prevalent in the building industry, with some delays in the construction due to disruption in the supply chain. To assist our developers and investors who are trying to build their homes, shops, factories, or offices, my ministry will ensure that building approvals that had lapsed pre, during, and post-COVID-19 are facilitated and renewed for a further 2 years with immediate effect. This measure will ensure that further delays are not caused and local and foreign investors alike can move on with their developments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I thank the Honourable Minister for a reply to the question. We move on